Hey everybody, what is going on and welcome back to the channel. This is the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Thank you guys for being here today. Listen guys, if you're new to this channel, new to trading, you're struggling with trading, you're new to the strat or struggling with the strat, this channel and what we teach here is going to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. I promise you that. Okay, but the very first thing I need you guys to do is go down below, click that subscribe button, but then hit that bell. That bell is the important part. That gives you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one for free every single day. This is our watch list for Wednesday, August 3rd. I send these out for you guys every single trading day. I send out top 5 watch lists, my 5 plays that I'm watching the closest the next day. And I've got 300 plus videos for you guys to learn how to trade this strategy, how to become consistent in the market, how to become profitable in the market, okay? How to trade without really any indicators and just what the candlesticks are showing us. And it's the easiest way for you guys to trade that I have ever found. I think it will be for you guys too. I'm also on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can follow me there. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, you need to know something, ask me in my DMs, tweet at me. I tweet out there throughout the day. I also do the same thing in my Discord group, new Discord group that we just started. It's like 95% free. The trading bots are part of the Griswold Gold membership, or you can just purchase them separately, but 95% of that room is free, guys. Okay? So go ahead, you can go check that out. I'll see if I can put a link in the description below for you guys to hit up that. And a couple other things before we get started. Number one, the platform that I use to chart is called TradingView. If you guys don't have a platform like this or you're looking for one, there's a link in the description below. That link will give you a free 30-day trial to TradingView. If you decide to use their service, you'll get up to $30 off of a subscription if, again, you choose to use that service when you click that link below, okay? A couple other things. The ads that roll through, guys, I know they suck. No one likes them. They're annoying. But those ads keep these videos and the majority of my content free for you guys. Okay, so those advertisers are paying for you guys to learn. So let them do that, okay? And like I said, I know they suck. Go get a snack, go get a drink, come back. We'll rock through the rest of these videos, the rest of the playlist, and we'll just get going. But keep your money in your pocket, okay? Or in the stock market. Let the advertisers pay for these videos, okay? You guys don't need to. A couple other things. I have a Griswold Strat indicator on TradingView as well. Comes with the Griswold Gold membership. It's got a bunch of different things. It's got this time frame continuity here. It gives you these candlestick numbers. It paints the inside bars yellow, the outside bars white. It gives you Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% indicator. Gives you a couple other things like highlights of the double inside bars of the 3-1 setups. So that is available as well down below or in my link in my Twitter profile or in the Discord group. Everything's available in the Discord group. You have to go there and check everything out there though, okay? Merchandise included. Let's get started on this list, guys. Cisco is up first. Cisco had a 2-up that finished red. We are going to look for this reverse to the downside. This setup is called a 2-2 reversal. 2 up, 2 down. We have time frame continuity on our side, which is what we like to see. Hourly, daily for sure on the day trades. Everything after that is a bonus. The higher we go up in the time frame, the more it shows that we have buyers in the ticker or the stock or the ETF or whatever we're looking at. Okay? So this color doesn't matter to me. This could be a green, but the fact that it's red just gives us higher probability that it is going to trend down in the market, okay? Or trend down on the following candle. Doesn't mean that it will, but the probability is higher that it will, okay? And so we have a 2-up finished red. We are going to look for it to trigger at 44. I'm going to bring this down just a hair. 44.92, okay? Or sorry, 44.90. That is our trigger. So a lot of people ask me, where do you take your strikes at? If this is triggering at 44.90, if there's a 44.50 strike, I'm taking that, or a 44 strike, okay? And I take the closest expiry. Cisco will have a Friday expiry most likely. That's what I'm taking. You guys don't have to. You can go further out if you want. The premiums and the value of that option just run a little bit different, though, a little bit slower the further you go out, okay? What else? So triggered 44.90, first target 44.76, time frame, we talked about that. We're good to go. Let's move on to the next one. Moderna, mRNA. Moderna has a inside bar and a sugar candle, or a inverse hammer, or a inverse Thor hammer, whatever you guys want to call it. This is a bearish candle, okay? And we have time frame continuity on our side with the hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, all to the downside. Shooter candle, looks like a little putter almost, or a hockey stick, with the body here and the big long wick. Again, puts it to 160.81. First targets are marked out at the green lines, okay? And if you're looking for a third target, the top of this candle. The reason why it's not at the bottom of the wicks is because we have a gap to fill. And when we have those, sorry, I'm having a tough time here. Excuse me, getting over my sickness still. Because we have that gap to fill, we put that last trigger or that last target on top of the wick to fill that gap. I do want to mention on inside bars, guys. So the Griswold Strat indicator, which you cannot find in this indicator tab, you have to go down below or in the Discord or in the link on my Twitter profile. It paints these inside bars yellow, so it's very, very easy for you guys to see. I also want to mention on that Discord, when you have the paid membership or you're paying for the bot, it sends out the inside bars for you on multiple different time frames. 5, 15, 30, 1 hours, okay? Sends those inside bar setups, sends the 3-1 setups, yada, yada, etc., etc. But it gives you, you don't have to go searching for trades anymore. They come right to you on that Discord channel. Okay, so like I said, when we see these yellow bars or an inside bar, I want you guys to think of a spring and a tightening range or a jack in the box, and it's getting tighter, 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 ready to explode. And when that thing, you let that spring go and it explodes, you get these big runs like this, or the probabilities of getting big runs are high. So you can see on all of these where we had these big, big runs off of these inside bars, and it doesn't always happen, but probability tells us that it's a very good possibility that it does happen. And we like to play probabilities. So the candlesticks are telling us where to trigger, and then the candlesticks tell us where to get out. We don't need MACD. We don't need RSI. We don't need all those lines. We don't need all these different setups, these bull flags and these bear flags. The candlesticks tell you what to do, okay? And that is price action in its simplest form, is letting the candlesticks tell you when to get out, when to get in, or when to get in and when to get out, okay? Next up is XLU. XLU, 2 up red, shooter candle again, so bearish pattern. Another 2 up, 2 down reversal is what we're looking for, so we can look for puts at 73.82. First target is marked out for you guys already. Adobe, ADBE, 2 down, green. Again, this is just the opposite of the 2 up, 2 down reversal. Now we have a 2 down, and we're looking for a 2 up reversal. So essentially what we're looking for when that candle opens tomorrow is this, okay? Doesn't have to be exactly that, but we're looking for it to break through this yellow line and then hit this first target. Excuse me, jeez Louise. So this is, sorry, this is what we're looking for here, essentially, in a nutshell, okay? It's not there currently. It's a future candle when it opens on Wednesday. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so triggers at 412.42. We're already 2 up on the week. I know this because I've got this weekly trigger here. We're already 2 up on the month. I know this because we've got the monthly trigger and we've gone through both of them. Okay, through the week, through the month. So we're 2 up on the week and the month. We will look to go 2 up on the day tomorrow. 2 down, 2 up reversal. Amazon is up next. AMZN, inside bar, shooter candle, time frame to the downside. But if we trigger to the upside, this is all green right to the quarterly, because this is Monday's candle, this is Tuesday's candle, and these 3 candles together represent this time frame, this time frame, and this time frame. So if we trigger here, we are green right across the board. If we trigger here, we are red across the board outside of the quarterly. So calls at 137.44, puts at 134.16. I've got the targets marked out for you already. This is that gap fill, and what I wanted to point out here, guys, you can make these intermediate targets here for yourselves to fill to here, to fill up to here, and then to fill to here for the final gap. Okay, that's fine too. CL is up next. That's Colgate Palmolive. And it almost looks like we've got a possible, if we do this, higher highs. There we go, higher highs. And we can do this, higher highs. Now this is a micro broadening formation, but that's fine. right there. Higher highs, lower lows, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, higher highs. So we either break through that again, or that inside bar is our reversal indication to go to the downside. It is red, so we'll see what happens with CL tomorrow. We can take puts at $80.08 off of this yellow trigger. I might move that up a bit. 80.12 and calls at 81.53. So target marked here at the top of the broadening formation, target marked here the bottom of this candle. Disney has an inside bar. We can call that a shooter candle as well if you'd like. Calls at 106.36, puts at 104.62. Targets are marked for you guys. We'll see what happens with Disney. Stay tuned to the end, guys. I do have about 5 tickers that I don't normally play. They all have inside bars, and we're going to go through them. But stay tuned to the end. That's where they are. Okay, Etsy is up next. Inside bar. Calls at 105.15. Puts at 101.27. Targets are marked out for you guys there as well. Next up, we've got Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company has a 2-up finished red. We've got a shooter candle, okay? So that means we can take puts at 15.13. First target's at 14.55. GE. GE's got an inside bar with a shooter candle. Calls at 76.05. Puts at 74.32. Targets marked out for you guys as well. We move on to Procter & Gamble, PG. PG also has an inside bar. So Procter & Gamble, we can look for calls at 143.94, first target, and second target fills that gap, okay? Or puts at 141.77. PINS, that's Pinterest, had this big gap up, but it did finish red. So we have a 2-up red. We are going to look for puts on this thing at 21.90. And we're going to look to fill all these gaps here with these targets. 1, 2, 3, 4 to hit that final gap on Pinterest. QQQ is up next. QQQ had a 2 down, finished green. We are going to look for this to trend back to the upside. Calls at 318.55. Only a 30-cent target to the first order of magnitude. And then we'd have to go all the way back to here. There's your next one at 324. I don't think we get there. So you'll have to look for a reversal on a smaller time frame. And that's how we look for these guys, okay? If we trigger this, hop down to a lower time frame. And that's where we find out if we actually have a reversal to get you guys out of the trade. So you're looking at the 5, you can look at the 15. 30 is probably not what I would look at, but it would be that 5 to 15 minute, 5 or 15 minute chart, okay? Next up is Teladoc, TDOC, 2 down green on TDOC. Full time frame to the upside currently. Okay, so we can look for calls on Teladoc at 37.04. First target's marked out at 38.73. Next target, we go to the bottom of the wick to fill that gap on TDOC. Twitter, TWTR. Twitter has an inside bar, inverse hammer, or shooter candle. And we can look for puts at, not quite 40.62. 40.64 or calls at 41.28. Targets are marked for you guys there as well. If we trend to the downside, we will be red across the board outside of that quarterly chart. And I can't remember if I said this, guys, but the further we go to the right with the same colors, that tells us there's more buyers. Okay, so it's telling us there's buyers on a lot of buyers based on the quarterly, the monthly, and the weekly. So right now it's telling me that there is buyers in Walmart. That could flip, but right now it's telling me there's buyers. Okay, so I would look for calls on this one at 133.71 based on the week and the month already. And we just need that day to go up, and then we've got green across the board. So calls at 133.71, puts at 131.40. This time frame continuity is very important. We'd like to try and trade with it as much as we can. On the day trades, for sure, we need that hourly and daily the same color. And everything else, the week, the month, quarterly is a bonus. I really like to see the week that same color as well. But it doesn't have to be, okay? But the more we have in one direction, the better it is for us. The higher probability of that trade working out for us is. Okay, XEL has a 2-up finished red. We can look for puts on XEL at 73.14. First target's at 72.50. XOM has this inside bar. We can take calls at 95.20, puts at 94.07. Sorry, 93.82. And then first targets to the downside at 93.82. First target to the upside is weak at 95.35, only 15 cents. The next one, top of this candle. And what do we got left here? Meta, the old Facebook. So META, Meta has an... Let's go back to it, sorry. Skipped ahead there. META has an inside bar, I believe, as soon as it loads here. There we go. Inside bar on META. Full time frame to the upside currently. So we can look for calls at 162.24. First target's marked out. Puts at 158.01. First target marked out. If we trigger and obtain that first target, we will be red right across the board. Okay. Now, these are the last ones that I don't normally play, guys. They are all inside bars. So it looks like there's 6 of them. SIGA is the first one, or SIGA Technologies. Double inside bar. So we already know about the inside bars and the consolidation and the tightening range. Now we've got that for 2 straight days. We've got time frame continuity across the board, so we know there's buyers in this thing. We can take calls at 19.13 and first targets at the top of this inside bar, but I'd really like to see it come trend up this way. The other problem, guys, this outside bar is what we call a mother bar. So it's a big, big bar, and we are stuck inside with the last 2 candles. We have to find out how we are going to break out of this. Okay? How do we break out of that? We'll see if it happens tomorrow. I don't know. But that's double inside bar on SIGA. GM, General Motors, inside bar, shooter candle, puts 36.11, calls 36.96. This one could go either way, and we would still be okay to trade it. Okay? QCOM is a inside bar, it looks like. So the thing is with these guys, I'm not overly familiar with these. So I don't know if the premiums are high or low. I don't know if the spread between the bid and the ask is wide apart. I like to see pennies. SPY is like that. NEO is like that. QQQ, Lucid, Apple, AMD. Stocks like that have really tight spreads between the bid and the ask, and those are the ones I love to play. I don't know about these ones. We'll look at them tomorrow, see what they look like though. Okay, so QCOM. Calls at 149.40, puts at 144.84. Realistically, this goes either way. It flips all of this stuff, okay? Whichever way it goes. eBay is up next. I know guys play this a lot. Inside bar, hammer candle, but it is red, so we'll see what happens. If we trend to the upside, we can take calls at 48.84, and we will be green across the board outside of the year. Puts at 47.75. LUV. Love, Southwest Airlines Company. Okay, 3-1 setup. Outside bar, inside bar. This is a rare pattern. It doesn't happen very often. You can go back in time and find them. It's easier to find them when you have the Griswold Strat indicator because you have this yellow bar here. Okay, but we can look for calls at 38.41, puts at 37.56. We've got this time frame continuity to the downside if it trends to that downside. If it trends to the upside, well, all of this stuff flips to green again, and we are green across the board outside of the year. The last one on the list, guys, CVS inside bar. 3-1 setup. The last time we had a 3-1 setup outside of this one because it turned into a double inside bar. There it is. Okay, 3-1, and it gapped. Okay, next one, if I can find one. 2 more here. This 3-1. Let's zoom in so we can see a little better. And I found those really easily because they're highlighted yellow because of the Griswold Strat indicator. This wasn't a good play. Okay, a little bit of profit, not much. And then this one here, how did this one turn out? Gapped. Okay, so again, I like to go back in time to show you guys this, to show you that it is not foolproof. These aren't foolproof plans. Okay, that's why we have to, our job as a trader is to mitigate risk. Okay, and if we have our stop losses tight and we're out of a trade with a small loss, great. Because those wins, when we get them, when these things run off of these triggers, are going to far outweigh those small, tiny losses. And yes, you might incur 1, 2, 3, 4 losses in a row, but if you keep them small in that, what are we talking, 0 to 10% range over the long run, these big runs that we get that are 30, 40, 50, 60 percenters, when they just run, are going to far outweigh those losses. Okay, I promise you that. But your job is to mitigate that risk, make those losses small. That's what we need to do to be successful, guys, because the wins will come. It's the losses, and when these things reverse and we're relying on hope that this thing is going to go back up, that's when we get wrecked. That's when our trades don't work, and that's when we fail as traders. So keep those tights, stop, keep the losses small, and I promise you, it's probably the hardest part of trading is to actually be able to do that and just say, yep, I cut my losses, because there's 1,000 trades waiting for you guys just to jump in on, okay? So cut your losses, move on to the next one. Cut your losses, move on to the next one, and you'll get winners. I promise you that, okay? That's the list. Follow me on Twitter. Ask questions. Ask down below. If you're asking below, make sure you heart me anyways. Give me a like. Make sure you're subscribing, hitting that bell. That will give you the notifications. And make sure you check out that Discord. I will put the link for the Discord below. And that's it, guys. Good luck trading Wednesday. We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.